Can you provide some value to an organization that can help them make money or save money? If you can help them make money or save money, they will pay you.
With the ads thing, would you say to someone, if someone's watching this and they're thinking, hey, I want to run ads as well, like Dr. B, and they're getting people in, would you say make sure your offer's like good first and make sure it's clear? AI, big topic at the minute. How are you using, what your softwares are using exactly?
I'll give it this prompt and list the top 100 keywords ranked in my industry.
Is that why your website's number one? So because I have restaurant experience, right?
Yeah.
So I've been in the restaurant industry for over 9 years.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a scope in that area as well? Obviously we've started this 2025. Are you a resolution guy, goals guy, like apart from them two goals?
Yeah, I teach goal setting.
So how do you teach that?
Really good question. I'll give the viewers some tip because what?
Every time I see you in a suit,
Yeah.
that's your thing, isn't it?
Do you know what? I'm a lazy man.
I wouldn't say that.
I want convenience in the sense of I don't want to spend too long deciding what to wear.
Yeah. So if I had to guess how many suits you got, I would say, if I had to pick a number, I would say 50.
No, way less than that.
Okay, 30.
Probably 15. Maybe
Oh,
a bit
15?
more. Maybe a bit more.
I'm sure Bianchi will be like, nah.
No, so I have jackets, so I like jackets.
Got it.
So I have like maybe 20 jackets.
Yeah.
Like, dinner jackets and whatever else. So I have lots of jackets. Then I've got maybe 15 suits.
So you make them work.
Yeah, so you'll just wear, standard black jeans, standard white shirt, and a jacket.
Yeah.
So depending on the occasion, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
So today, and it's like now it's winter, so you can't wear certain colors anymore.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I would say probably 15.
Yeah, so I've always wore hoodies, right?
Yeah.
And like I always get say, look, like what you wear does represent what you do.
Sure.
So if it does match your brand, like maybe think about changing your styles up and stuff like that. So what's your thoughts on that? Like, would you say tell someone to like change? Like if someone likes a certain, I don't know, like does what you wear speak volumes? Because I've started to think like it kind of does.
Yeah, I think 100% it does.
Yeah.
You are your brand, but also you have 6 seconds to make an impression. And
people judge, right?
It's just a natural part of human nature.
Yeah.
We see something and we make an instant judgment.
Yeah.
But it does depend on the territory you are in and
Context,
the environment that you are in.
Very true.
If you're in tech and you're in Silicon Valley, it's different.
Yeah.
If you're in Dubai, I will go to a meeting happily in
Shorts. Yeah. Because of the environment and it's that sort of thing.
Nice shorts, nice shirt. I still wear a shirt, but the environment. But in the UK, it just depends on the environment.
Yeah.
For sure. But I definitely feel you are a representation of your brand for sure.
Yeah.
But when you get to a certain level where money doesn't matter and you are who you are and everyone knows you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever.
How is this? What is this? Is this PG? Can I swear? What are your house rules? I don't know.
I don't know. What's YouTube's house rules?
You might get demonetized, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we're that big?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You might get demonetized, just in case for the future. I'll buy it.
You can be whoever you want, Dr. B.
Awesome.
Well, listen, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. Guys, that's how we're going to start. Dr. B, no introduction needed. And if you don't know who he is, I would just say just maybe pause for 20 seconds and pull out Google and just put Dr. Byron Cole. I literally did it this morning and a whole list of things come up. So go and do that.
Yeah.
So Dr. B, I wanted to really get to it because I know I wanted to pick your head today and understand like the secrets, how you think and how you're growing your coaching business.
Yeah.
And I know recently, and we can start like, I know it's been less than 48 hours, you've just come off a public speaking academy, right?
Correct.
So it's a 2-day, 3-day event?
So we have a 2-day public speaking training.
Yeah.
But it's not just about public speaking. We all have our voice. We all have a story. We all have a journey.
Yeah.
You have your story. I have my story.
Yeah.
And that story can be about success. It can be about pain. It could be about motivation. There's various stories that we all experience. And I've been managing my wife's speaking career now for the last 12 years.
Right.
So I've been managing Bianca's speaking.
Yeah.
And she has
For those that don't know, sorry,
Yes.
Bianca was on The Apprentice when it was rare to be on Apprentice.
Right
now it's not
good.
cool no more. Like everyone's on it.
Yeah. When the candidates were serious and serious business people,
Yeah.
she was on there. So she was on there 2012. She was runner-up to a very worthy winner, and she was speaking before that. Her business went on pause. She went on a show, came out, and life continued. So I've been managing her speaking career, and we've been mentoring businesses to 7 figures and beyond for the last 6 years. And we've made the change now because we see so many people with the story, they have so much to give, and also they're speaking for free. Right? So many people want to go on stages, and then they're speaking for free. And it's like, this doesn't make any sense. Do you know how much we're getting paid for these talks? But also, entrepreneurs it's a fantastic way for entrepreneurs to sell.
Yeah.
It's on stage.
Stage selling, secrets, right?
Selling there's a process.
100%.
There is we've spoken on stage before and done 6 figures. So you can get paid more for selling on the stage than being on the stage.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we started our academy 2 years ago. It's been phenomenal. It's been really great. We've seen some incredible results from our attendees. People being paid thousands of pounds from their voice. And we just come off one from 2 days ago.
Was it a 2-day event? Or
2-day training, live in person, in London.
Yeah.
16 hours worth of training, trying to give you 16 hours worth of, we're trying to condense 25 years of knowledge into 2 days.
In 48 hours, basically.
Which is challenging.
Yeah.
But people leave with enough to get going and to not make the mistakes that we've made and that others are making, which is why they are underpaid and underrepresented.
Yeah. Okay, so 2-day event, how many people did you have there?
This one we had 26 people.
Wow, that's a really good number, right?
Below benchmark, we want to go 40 people. So the one in 2 weeks' time, there's another one in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
Yeah. We have 46 people.
How often are you doing these?
It's meant to be bi-monthly.
Okay.
But demand at the moment meant that we have to have 2 this month, and we're going to have probably 2 again in a couple of months' time.
Wow.
We've already got 1, which is virtually sold out in 2 months' time, and then, and I'm saying 2 months' time just for the viewers' purposes rather than saying
Yeah. It depends when you're watching this. Yeah.
But we've got 1 again in 2 months' time. It's already nearly oversubscribed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add a date. I haven't told my team yet, and I'm going to tell them when it reaches the point of being subscribed. By the way, I've earmarked these dates to have another one.
Yeah.
So we're below where we want to be.
Yeah. So you've got 26 people there.
Yeah.
Is it paid?
Well, yes, of course.
Okay. What's the?
£1,000 a head.
Okay.
Or £1,500, depending on what ticket you buy.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can do your numbers, man. Do your numbers. So £1,000 a head.
Cool.
Put it on a chart. Why not? £1,000 a head. 20 people pay £1,000.
Yeah.
6 people pay £1,500 because they're the VIP, front row,
Yeah.
dinner, etc.
Wow. Okay. So this is juicy. This.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll know if you were what you were listening to here. This is getting juicy now. So, the 26 people that are in there that pay £1,000, how much are you paying to get them in there? Roughly.
Okay. Great question. So we're talking about like cost per acquisition.
Yeah. Like what's it roughly costing you to get like each bum on the seat? Like.
So let me come to the answer in just a moment. So as an example, one of the ways that we do lead gen is we run ads.
Yeah.
Okay. So we spend $5,000 a month on ads, £1,500 a month management fee, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Cost per registration is around £8 for our webinar. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So it's around £8 per cost per registration. That's how we see it. The number is skewed, and I'll tell you why the number is a little bit skewed, is because that customer buys other products from us.
Makes sense.
Right? So
it's already a warm customer.
Yeah, so not always. So sometimes they come in, they buy the academy. Sometimes they come in and they might buy books, they might buy our author program, they might come into the Rich Forever Network, and so on and so forth. So it's hard to give at the moment. It's still a work in progress in terms of that exact acquisition. But to answer it in a slightly different way, the average spend per customer is $2,800. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we average out the cost of, because once you come to the academy, you spend your money. We have another offer for you.
Got it.
The offer is now we work with you for 12 months. I become your agent, so I manage your speaking opportunities. And there's another offer there where you can take me and have me as your speaking agent if you want me to be.
Yeah. Right? So you've got a lot of staircase offers, right?
Yeah.
Like basically. So okay. So the reason I'm intrigued is because you actually have many offers, don't you? It's not like the public speaking is the only thing you do.
Correct. Yeah.
So you've got like a low membership. I know I'm part of that.
Yeah.
So let's just say you're putting on an event.
Yeah.
I take it how will you push out that message? I take it to organically on emails, then you'll have a team reach out to people, and then you'll do ads as well. You using everything?
Let's go for it. So first of all, we do webinars. So we do 2 webinars a month. They're live, okay?
Live, right?
We do them live. They're 90 minutes. So we sell on the webinar, and then we also run the ad, Meta. Then what we do is within 5 minutes of registration, that's the aim, you get a phone call from the team.
Wow.
That person's job is to be your friend until you attend to the webinar.
Hey, welcome. You just registered.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Reason being is what we find is show-up rate is around 30%.
Yeah.
But our conversion rate is about 60%, okay? If you're in the room, okay? Now, and that's good. Now, how do we get that show-up rate higher? Because if we had more people in the room, we'd have a higher conversion naturally.
Yeah.
So the problem is, when someone registers, you're interrupting their fun, their enjoyment, their scrolling. So they register for things, and then they forget, oh, I registered for this. So what happens when you call them? Hi, yeah, you didn't come to the webinar. What webinar? Who's Byron? Who's Bianca?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. So we're finding the faster we can call that person
and build some sort of a connection with them.
Retain them. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, cool. Just so you know, just making sure, checking to make sure you're coming. That's their job. So their sole purpose now. This is a new thing that we've added. Right?
This is the online one we're talking about
This
here.
is the online.
Yeah.
So in the webinar, so I'm coming to the question.
Yeah.
Answer. So in the webinar, we sell on the webinar. We inform you about the public speaking. There is a science behind the perfect webinar, right? So we give you a bit of value. We give you some information, who we are. We introduce ourselves because cold audience also comes in. We tell you who we are. And at the end of the webinar, call to action, 15 minutes, people to register, okay? Or they're paying the slightly more inflated cost, which is genuine. You can find that on the website, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first point of sale. Then the sales team call people that attended the webinar or left the webinar or didn't attend the webinar thereafter. Wow. That's one element of it. Then we have a lead magnet, which is essentially how to become a public speaker checklist, the ultimate checklist. Yep. We use a quiz for it. So you fill in the quiz, we get your data.
And you're running ads to that separately?
No, that's just organic.
That's organic.
So some of the people that don't show up to the webinars and stuff like that, they get retargeted with these things because they're in our database now. Yeah, so we've got 15,000 or so people that are clean data. So when I say clean, if you don't respond or open an email within 90 days, then we just remove you from our database.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot going on here. So
it's a lot in there,
bro. It's my brain's going.
There's layers.
Okay, so when they sign up to you do webinars twice a month.
Yeah.
Which is on public speaking.
Yeah.
You go through a formula, and then at the end you sell them on your offer of academy or what?
Just the academy only.
Just the academy only. The show up rate.
Yeah.
When you start, let's say you've got 30 people on there, how many of them stay till the end?
A high rate. So I haven't got the number on my head, but a very high rate. So our retention is really good because the perfect webinar is a whole skill in itself. I've done over 500 webinars, right?
Tell me about it.
So this is how the way that we get people to retain them is a number of ways. So first of all, we make sure you're the right people in the room. So just double check. So, hey guys, just checking that I have the right people in the room. Are you in the room today because you want to achieve X, Y, and Z? Yeah. And then we also frame it and we say, just so that you know, at the end of this webinar, we're going to be presenting you with an offer. And that offer is to do with our 2-day academy that looks like this. So you know. You're
telling them from the outset.
You know what you're getting. Yeah. And there's an offer for you. So for anybody that stays until the end, this is what you're going to achieve. It's a lead magnet. It's a valuable document. Of course. Normally sell it. If you stay to the end, this is what you got. Yeah. So most people stay to the end. 90% of the time, the people that don't buy is they just haven't got the budget. Yeah. Or the wrong timing or whatever. Mostly budget. Right. They just haven't got it. And that's okay. Because there's something else for them. Yeah. We have low tickets at £8 and so on. So the retention's really high. We just have our own style. We're fun. We're engaging. We just have some fun with it. Yeah. That's the key. You have some fun with it, but there is a process, and we're keeping you engaged. You're learning something. You're learning gems. So all the time. So our retention's really high. Yeah. So how many people have you got on your team then?
Because if they're getting called in 5 minutes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you've got to have
That's
men
one,
and
that's
women,
just one person's
soldiers.
job. One person's job.
Is
to be
it?
a friend, yeah.
Wow. So are you using GHL or are you using something else?
No, we use it's called FG Funnels. It's like a
Yeah.
it's like what's the other one? Go High Level.
Yeah.
It's a sister company of Go High Level.
Okay. Yeah. So as soon as a lead comes in, they're getting a phone call, right? So are you getting their name, email, and phone number?
Yeah. So one of the things that I didn't want was, so the original funnel people used to say to me, Byron, just do name and email. Name and email. It's going to increase your registrations. And I'm like, yeah, cool. We tried it, and I didn't like it because people were putting in fake email addresses, and then also, like, remember, I'm paying for your registration.
Yeah.
All right, I paid £10 for you to register.
I know how you
okay?
feel. Yeah.
So I want to be able to call you,
Yeah.
reach you if I want to.
Of course.
So I don't do any campaigns without name, phone number, email.
That's so interesting. You know what's funny? So I was doing name, email, and phone number, and I realized what they would do is they would leave one correct, either email or phone number.
Interesting.
Right? Because they don't want to leave both correct. They'll mess
Yeah.
up a number. Not all of them, like
Yeah.
probably 70%. So I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get name and phone number.
Yeah.
Right? Because then we can at least call
At
them.
least
We're more
have a
in control.
conversation. Yeah.
Right? And I thought email, I'll catch them down the line.
Yeah.
Right? Or another way. And I felt like that worked amazing.
Good.
So I just get at the front name and phone number.
Yeah.
And then when they get on the phone, and sometimes, once we've got them on the database, and,
Yeah.
then we catch other ways we get emails. So that's interesting. You might want to look into that. See.
Yeah. See what how it changes.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah.
Because I'm not a great
What are
copywriter.
they getting in email?
For me? So, no. So they're leaving name and phone number. And then for me, it's like I do a webinar every week. So when they then show up to the webinar, that's when I'm getting the emails of them.
Okay.
Because, that's where I'm getting the emails because I've got another call to action for them.
Yeah.
Like join my community or something.
Yeah, we never get emails wrong because that's where they get their link to the webinar.
Yeah. Phone numbers, right?
Yeah. So phone numbers, we've not had a high challenge with phone numbers. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. So, so you've got a full-time employee who just rings for.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's their job to be your friend.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Your job, what's your job role? Be someone's friend.
Be
right?
their friend.
Yeah.
When I say a friend, I'm saying it tongue in cheek.
Yeah, of course.
Essentially, their job is to
Build
call
connection,
build a
nurture.
connection, build rapport. Just checking to make sure you've got your link.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. There's GMT.
Yeah.
You've got everything, just so that you know this is what you're going to receive when you go to the session. Please have your camera on. Blah blah blah. Is there any questions I can help with? Have you heard about Byron and Bianca before? Have you heard their story before? Do you want me to send you this? Anything you need.
Yeah.
Just checking to make sure you got everything. Just check in with them as regularly as possible.
Yeah.
To get them in the room.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we want to increase that show up rate. That's the new target. Is to increase the show up rate because that will just naturally increase the conversion.
Yeah.
So that's our new baby. But we do well from where it is now anyway. But we're above benchmark. But just that alone is great. So so we do that.
Yeah.
We do the lead magnets. LinkedIn is also a great place for us.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn, we're crushing LinkedIn at the moment. That's one person's full-time job.
Is it?
Yeah. One of my old clients moved to America, and now she just manages LinkedIn.
Wow. What's your LinkedIn strategy then? What is it? Is it reach out to people? Is it cold DM or?
Yeah, so we have two. So we target a particular group of people, typically coaches, consultants.
Through Navigator?
No, so we use a software called Octopus.
Okay.
And then it just basically speeds up the process. But then it's human that takes the reply after because the robot responses are just not adequate enough. So this is just, I always say, make up in numbers what you lack in skill. But when you have that skill and you still do the numbers, it's an incredibly powerful kind of combination, right? So there's no way that we can't reach out to 10,000 people over 12 months. 30% of those people sign up to something, 30% book into a call. And it's her job to say, okay, cool, do you want a call? Salesperson. Do you want to come to the webinar? Here's the link. It's not in your budget, here's that link. So it's their job to manage that.
Yeah. The webinars are free, right?
Webinars are free.
Yeah. So that's basically you giving your time, your value,
Yeah.
and then,
20 minutes of training,
How long are your webinars?
hour and a half.
Right. So, wow. So it's 20 minutes of training.
Yeah.
The rest is all like.
So it's probably 15 minutes of introductions, me, Bianca, what they're going to receive here today. 20 minutes of training, so it's probably 35 minutes now we're at. And then we have a couple of testimonials, and maybe that's 5 minutes, 40 minutes in. And then it's about the academy the rest of the time.
Which is about 20, 30 minutes.
And then people always ask questions.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where it takes it.
So a lot of people go wrong here because the selling part, they don't even spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're doing it in a perfect way.
Yeah.
But you've mastered it over time, right?
We try to keep it to an hour before, and then sometimes if I'm just chilling, it's an afternoon, I just have fun with them and just have answer questions.
Yeah.
So the selling is, look, I tried Evergreen. You know,
how did that work?
Didn't like it. Didn't get the results.
Okay.
Didn't like it. Although the marketers were probably right in their theory of Evergreen, but the problem is you need a machine to make the Evergreen work.
What do you mean a machine?
Like, you need to have that person call them straight away.
Right.
5-minute call. Like, that nurturing process
Has to be spot on.
has to be on. Otherwise, you just lose them. You have to get salespeople calling. You need a team around that. So, like, one person that I pay for training, I wouldn't quite call him a mentor at the moment, but I've spent a lot of money with him training. But let's call him a mentor for this purpose. He spends 70 grand on ads, for Evergreen, right? Has like a 1% conversion, like in the end, right? But because of his numbers, because he's high ticket, it's 3 grand for the training, So I'm at 1, he's at 3, and then our offer thereafter, if you want us to work with you, starts at 6 and goes to 25. His starts at 15, goes to 30, right? So the numbers, it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got a 3-day training with him coming up, just about putting events together.
Oh, really? Like in-person events?
Nothing more, just the little nuances, like what is the psychology behind this? Why is it that you have that? Why is it that you have this? And he does anywhere between 300 grand and 700 grand for a 4-day training.
Wow. You know what's so funny? Like, I was watching a podcast, I think it was about a year ago, and you know Grant Cardone?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of psychology at play when they do their events, and they intentionally, this is what I hate, obviously I've never been there, so I don't know, is that they make the room temperature cold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
all the things. And there's probably a reason, a very detailed reason. What did they say the reason was?
The reason was because then people are going to be cold, they're going to be sat next to each other, they're more
Keep
warm.
them closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was another part to it as well, but it all plays into the bigger event, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it might be a minor detail, but it plays into the...
Yeah. Things that you didn't see or think about, it's all with intention.
Yeah.
Everything's with intention.
Yeah, there's a skill, then there's like 100 sub-skills under that you have to learn, right?
Yeah. Why was that poster placed where it was? Why did it like that level?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, events are great, man. We love doing the events.
And you enjoy them as well, right?
Yeah, they're cool. Do you know what? I love teaching, and I love teaching in person, and I love seeing your face when you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And then your mind just starts. So I love teaching in person. It is draining. When you start teaching, it's like mentally, physically draining. But like even like the team, we have like preferences of what we have to order. Like the team take care of it.
Right.
Even down to Manuka honey and the drink. Like it's like a machine. Like the team, they order at an exact time because that's when our levels get lower.
Yeah.
So we're just talking. We're giving you energy. We're giving you knowledge.
So you're keeping everything going. What are the sort of people you attract there then?
Yeah, really interesting.
Who are you targeting?
So we now target 35 and above and women only. Yeah. Because we found that was our natural organic audience over time.
Yeah.
That's who ends up buying from us. So we used to, and mostly ethnic minority.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we found it like, before we was like, why is it like this? Why are we only attracting this? What? It just is what it is. We don't really care. Like, well, this is who we attract. So now we just target them for the ads in that way. But all are welcome. We have a variety of people coming through the doors and people traveling in from all around the world, in fact, to come for our 2-day training. But essentially, we now target with paid ads women 35 and above.
That's very interesting
Yeah.
because, and you've learned this over time, right? After trialing so many things.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. So I've also watched you because I remember like in 2017 or 18, like I was getting mentored by you.
Yeah. So how long ago it was?
Bro, it was a long time ago.
Jeez.
And I think you at the time I got into personal development after coming out of prison.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like I think you just popped up on my I don't know how on my feed. And I thought, this is interesting, and I attended one of your webinars.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue who he was, and then it was just I signed up to something. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was. Oh yeah, one-to-one calls.
Yeah.
And I remember going through a process, and I had restaurants at the time as well. And so it was interesting. That's how we connected at that time. That was years ago. So I've seen your journey.
Yeah.
And your offers have changed slightly, and then and then you've now obviously gone full into this public speaking thing and the publishing your book thing.
Yeah.
My question is really like, people like there's a big saying in people into coaching space, hey, find your niche, right? But I've seen you kind of do a few things, but also do them really well.
Yeah.
How have you been able to do that?
Yeah, it's a great question actually. And I think it's because we practice what we preach. So, as an example, we've been in retail multiple times, multiple products.
Yeah.
Can we teach someone how to do that? Of course.
Yeah.
We've been authors, published authors, with the 2 largest publishers in the world, with multiple offers from other publishing houses. Can we teach someone how to do that? Of course. So the foundation was mentoring. We learned our craft, learned our skills, and understood how people work and so on and so forth. Did that for 6 years, and then we started to see pain points in what other people wanted, and that's where we said, okay, we're going to teach the published author course, then we're going to do other things. So I think everything that we do successfully ourselves first.
Yeah.
And I think that is the credibility piece. So that's where we're like, I can teach you how to do this, but also I also do this myself.
Yeah.
We also do retail ourselves. We also become published authors, not just published authors. We are Sunday Times best-selling authors. We're on the charts with Simon Sinek.
Wow.
So everything that we do for others, we do for ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think, and the speaking, people have been seeing Bianca speak on stage internationally for 10 plus years.
That's true.
So now when we say we're going to teach you,
I've only been doing it for a decade. You have just not talked about it. And here I am now. Yeah.
You've seen it. She's spoke about it, just not thrown it in your face, but you've seen it. So now we're showing you how to do it.
Yeah.
And I've been managing Bianca speaking gigs, and I've been talking about it, just candidly, not even thinking about it. Yeah, just booked a 10K deal for Bianca, just did a 50K deal for Bianca. And like the deals are varied depending on, public speaking is not just about standing on stage. Because you can get all different variations, a fireside chat, you can have workshops, you can have a partnership deal. We did an incredible partnership deal with Fiverr. Many people have heard of Fiverr and used Fiverr before. If you go to Fiverr's YouTube channel, Bianca was the face of their website for a campaign. These are serious campaigns.
Yeah.
Serious money. So everything we do, everything we teach you to do, we've done ourselves before.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we were able to pivot.
Yeah, because like I've tried a few times trying to pivot, and I've struggled myself in a few things. And obviously I study people, and you are one of the people I study and I look up to, and it was like, how have they been able to do that very successfully? But it makes sense now, because to be fair, if you've been managing, if Mark has been doing that for 10 years, prep you've been doing for 10 years, right? Really, in theory, right? And you're just talking about it now, so.
But also we get people, one of the things with the mentoring is the mentoring was designed very specifically to be low ticket. So we are one of the most cost effective. If you benchmark us, skill, knowledge, experience, testimonials, and price, so this is here and price is almost here, is designed very intentionally, because what we found is what we wanted to work on was the lifetime value of our customer. So and we know that when you come in, you're gonna know, like, and trust us, and you're gonna get some results depending on the work you put in. Right? And some people get phenomenal results, some people don't, because they don't put the work in. It's fine. But you always know if it's yourself. People always know, I could have just done more work, I could have showed up more, and I just didn't do it. So the reason why we designed it in that format was because we knew we have other offers for you.
Yeah.
For example, you've been to other events. You've been to our galas. You've spent more money with us.
Yeah.
So that now allows me to then say to you, hey, Ibby, by the way, we're doing an event in the Shard, and it's going to be 10 people exclusively, and it's £1,000 a head. Are you interested? This is what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, cool, I'm interested.
Yeah.
So we carefully designed it so that it doesn't make a huge amount of money, pays for it. So we've made 7 figures in mentoring. It's not like we didn't make any money, but it was nowhere near what we could have charged.
Yeah.
Our mentees charge more than we charge. But it was designed in that way because we wanted people in. We also wanted to understand the pain points of all of our. We've mentored over 1,000 people now. We've done our bird. You know, we've done it now, and we've increased the price slightly to restrict numbers a little bit and reduce the amount of people that come through the door. Because we only want 45 people for 2025.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think the lesson from there, what I took from there, is that you're playing a long-term play.
Yeah.
There's a long-term play there.
Yeah.
Right? Which is really smart, and people don't do that. They do start something on a Monday, and they kind of want a result by Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. So you spend £5,000 on ads at the minute. Is that your?
Yeah, £5,000. That's my comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to spend. We were at one point spending £20,000 a month on ads, and it just means you need a bigger machine of everything working.
Yeah.
And then if you don't hit numbers or benchmark, you're stressed.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when it becomes a stress.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, this, and then something goes wrong, the Zoom crashes or something happens, and then you're stressed, and then the wrong people get in the room for whatever reason. You all of a sudden got the wrong people. Now everything becomes heightened. And it's not necessary. And we only want rooms of 40 people anyway for the academy. So with that, with our sales calls, with our lead magnets, with everything else that people that come through the academy, it's enough.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the ads thing, I just want to understand something here. So would you say to someone, if someone's watching this and they're thinking, hey, I want to run ads as well, like Dr. B, and they're getting people in, would you say make sure your offer's like good first and make sure it's clear? Or does that not matter?
Prerequisites running ads, don't do them yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be one of those people who want to do £20 a day. It's a waste of time.
I hate it when I speak to people and say, we'll run £10 a day, £20 a day. Like, what are you talking about?
It's a waste of time. Like, just forget it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get enough volume in to understand if this is working or not. And it just no point.
What would you say, 50, 100?
If you could go £50 a day,
yeah,
it's a good start.
Minimum, right?
Minimum, yeah.
Yeah.
£100 a day is like, okay, I'm really testing this.
Yeah.
I'm really going for it. I'm really going to test it and see if it works. Always remember you're paying for that lead.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to pick up the phone.
Yeah. And this is where your team comes in, right?
Whether it's you or whoever. Like sometimes I do test calls. To be fair, I hadn't done calls in a while, but we got a new sales director. So I just had to remind them that I still am an OG. So I picked up the phone, called a couple of people.
Did you stutter or did you smash it?
I'm born of that. I'm ready for this. I've been doing this too long.
Yeah.
So do you know what as well? Just have a conversation. Just have a chat.
That's it, innit?
Like,
yeah.
What do you need? How can I help you? So I only called 2 people on a sales call. And one person I actually didn't sell to them. It was, I said, okay, the program on the genuinely, the mentoring is not open at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but when I qualified, I thought it was peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
I thought she was on the same level. So I'd been meaning to speak to her anyway about just see where she is because we exchanged contacts on LinkedIn, Instagram and stuff. We're chatting and whatever. So I just saw on the database and I called her. And that's what allowed me then to go to her LinkedIn and I went to her Calendly and I was like, oh, by the way, you need to change all of this. This is why. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah, you need mentoring because there's so many holes in your process right now.
Yeah.
You just need mentoring. Like,
sometimes you have to just drop it like that, right?
Yeah, like, and she's like, okay, cool. When is it open? And I was like, it's not even open right now. And she's like, how much? I said, look, it's not even open right now. And you can tell, but she wanted more. She's ready to go.
Yeah.
And then I just did the test close at the end, and I just said, hey, just so that I know, when it becomes open, which would be your preference? Would you like me to send you the link to the webinar so that you can attend and be part of the in-person training with everybody else? Or would you like a personal link so that you can register and join? You can see where they are.
Yeah.
She was like, no, just send me the link. Cool.
Yeah.
And I just put the tag and the office will follow up and go from there.
So I'm writing a book.
Yeah, cool.
A question for you is, how do you decide the name? Would you split test that or not? How did you come up with your names? Or
Yeah, really interesting question. The first part of that is write the name at the end.
oh,
Yeah.
why that? Why?
Because the content becomes the content, and then you're trying to frame the content around the book, but really the name of the book should frame around the content. All right? Because now you're trying to fit a narrative, but really just give them, you know the theme, you know what you're trying to do, give them what they want, then name the book at the end.
And it'll come naturally. It'll come.
Yeah, and I think sometimes the name is not that important. You can rename the book anyway.
Yeah.
So the first book, Self-Made,
Yeah.
we named it, we were Self-Made. And the publisher was like, yep, cool. The second book actually, the first book has done the most numbers, quantity-wise, over time. The second book did the most numbers over the short period, but still in second place.
Yeah.
So that's the best Sunday Times bestseller. So the second book is The Business Survival Kit. I've got some here, actually. I'm going to bring it out.
Yeah.
And that actually wasn't our choice.
Right.
We were back and forth with the publishers. Obviously, it's Penguin, this big publisher. We're like, we got to listen to you. So here's the argument. It's called The Business Survival Kit, that your no BS guide to success or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we wanted The Hustle is sold separately.
Okay.
Because when you start business, no one tells you about all these things that happen in business, the stress, the anxiety, the managing relationships, and all these other things. And we wanted The Hustle sold separately, because that was what it made sense to us as entrepreneurs. And they were like, no, but they want a guide and blah, blah. And we're like, you guys are the OGs. We trust you, like, cool. Because when you go to a shop, you don't want to, who wants to, like, survive? You want to thrive. So anyway, it was what it was, and the title is not the important thing, it's the content within the book, right?
Yeah.
So it still became a Sunday Times bestseller, but it wasn't our choice, and we were like, all right, cool, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
We'll go with it, and in hindsight, and when we go to rebrand it, we will rebrand the book.
Yeah.
We'll change the name.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then the third book it's called Rich Forever, so we're going back to our first thing, because it's like, as well, I want to build communities based on books. Self-Made is a brand. Everyone knows Self-Made. Are you part of Self-Made? Are you part of Self-Made? Everyone knows Self-Made in the community, of the mentoring community. And now Rich Forever, it's building its own name now. Oh, are you part of Rich Forever or are you part of Self-Made? Oh, I'm a part of both. So it's like our then community thereafter, and that's why we like these branded names. Yeah.
What's the reason you write books? What's your strategy behind books? Is it to make money, or is it something else?
No, there's 2-part reason. So first of all, not everyone can afford our fees for training, mentoring, consulting.
Yeah.
So we genuinely want to help people get to that next level. It's like your pocket mentor. Like, use that book, it's got everything.
Yeah.
And then positioning. So you become an authority in your space.
Yeah.
So we want to become authorities in our spaces, for sure. And the money is not high on the list.
Yeah.
We've made good money from our books. We've got another 2-book deal confirmed.
Really? Well, you've got a lot to share.
It's like, well, here's one of the funny things. The publisher was like, here's a 2-book deal. The first book deal was to rewrite Self-Made.
Yeah.
The second book deal, they was like, write what you want. We're like, what? Because we do like this idea. We gave them a bunch of ideas, but write what you want. We trust you. So they wrote the check, and then you forget about writing the book, and now we're like, oh, we've got to deliver 2 books this year.
Yeah.
Which is fine, we'll deliver it. We're professionals. And it helps with 2 people writing it, because it's 6 chapters each, typically.
Yeah.
So, and I can do 2 chapters in a month.
Can you?
Yeah.
What's your process?
So I spend a month, basically, I pick a topic that I want to write. We look at, so say it's 12 chapters.
Yeah.
We say, what's your strength, what's my strength?
You and Mrs. Yeah.
Me and Mrs. C. We say, cool, I'll take those, you take those. We'll set dates to meet and download our brain, so we have a writer that helps us write.
Yeah.
So for 1 month, we research 1 chapter each, okay? So that's how we do 2. So we research 1 chapter each in the sense of experiences. So the chapter is trademarking.
Yeah.
Cool, what have our experiences been? What are our top tips? You just make all those mental notes in your driving and everything else, and make all the reference points, look at your history. You could probably do that in 2-3 days.
Yeah.
And then we have a 2-hour meeting with our writer, 1 hour each, and then I would download my brain for 1 hour, give him all the information.
How would you do that?
Just on a Zoom call.
On a Zoom call, yeah.
Yeah.
And recorded.
And recorded. So he'll record it, download our brain, he'll write everything down, ask any questions that don't make sense and that's not logical. Bianca will chip into any parts of my chapters, I'll chip into any parts of her chapters. Yeah, but what about this? What about this? Download all that for 60, 90 minutes each. He'll go away and just synchronize it and blend it.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 different ways of writing, 2 different voices. So we had to find a way to make it just seem like one seamless read. So that's how we end up churning the books.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I did the same on Zoom and recording. Yeah.
So this particular product, she did 6 figures in 60 days. Is it 60 days?
Really?
60 days? Go to Fiverr and find out how she did it.
I've watched it.
Yeah.
This was a while ago.
Yeah.
I watched the journey because she documented it.
She documented every step.
That was so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what comes back to like basics, right? Just document it.
Yeah.
Would you say, because one thing I'm learning as well, speaking to you, Dr. B, is like you both have complemented each other, and you like, would you have been able to do it alone? Probably difficult, right? Or because it seems like there's a lot of things there. Like you've at one point, like you have your strengths, but like at some points there's a connection where you connect, right? And then meaning like you complement each other to advance.
Yeah, I mean, I love being in a relationship where we have the same cause.
Yeah.
I have different strengths to her. She has different strengths to me.
Yeah.
I was an entrepreneur before I met her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you're the OG.
Nah, you know what?
Take some credit.
Listen, Bianca,
Say it.
The thing is, Bianca makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
She's the money machine.
She makes a lot. If I had no money right now and I say, "Oh, give me 100 grand," she'll be able to pull out the money.
Yeah.
She got money, and she doesn't have any expenses as well, so that's great for her. So yeah, we complement each other. We love working together. We have different strengths, and my job is I create the offers, I create the thing. But when she's ready to just do what there's no stopping her.
Yeah. So do you keep your obviously you're married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it like? Do you do like joint account type things, or is it like her income is her income, you don't know, and yours? How do you do it?
Her income is her income.
Oh really?
Yeah. Her income is her income.
Yeah.
Spend it however you want, sweetheart.
Oh, so it's not her income, it's my income as well.
Our
Well, technically
income is her income. So yeah, she has income from various projects.
Yeah.
From speaking. I mean, for the speaking, I still charge her as an agent.
Yeah, you keep everything professional. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm top tier. Like you're gonna pay me.
Does your prices go up?
I spoke to her.
Does she try to negotiate?
No, she doesn't. It's our industry standard. I'm on industry standard 20%.
Yeah. Yeah. So just so people are watching this, and if they want to get into public speaking, I know you've got the full. You do the free webinar, and then you do the course, and then you've got the academy, and then after that, if they wanted you as a speaking agent as well, you would help them with that too, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Okay.
And people always ask, can you just be my agent? And I'm like, no.
Go through the whole process.
You have to go through the process.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah, you have to go through the process.
So what would you say, like I take it you specialize in everything, or is it like if you're becoming an agent for someone, you only want like a handful?
Do you know what? It's so interesting, right? Well, I can't be an agent for everybody.
Meaning every niche.
Yeah. Some of the things that I've learned about in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Incredible. I'm like, I didn't even know this was a thing. Whether it be illnesses, whether it be industries. I'm like, oh my God, this is a thing. And then you start to, of course, if you look at it this way, the speaking industry is worth like 2 billion in the UK.
Yeah.
If you chop that up and divide it by £3,000, that's probably something in the region of 650,000 speaking gigs per year.
Yeah.
650,000 speaking gigs. How many speakers are out there?
Yeah, they're not that many, right?
That's a lot of speaking gigs someone needs to fulfill.
Yeah. So because I have restaurant experience, right?
Yeah.
So I've been in the restaurant industry for over 9 years.
Yeah.
Do you think is a scope in that area as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yours might be about more your journey, your experience, the trials and tribulations, how you survived and then thrived, property, restaurant, prison. You'll go through the whole journey, and that's your authentic story. And then you'll say, here are my top tips for surviving in X or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And that's your keynote, that's your voice. And then people want to hear that.
So it's not just strategic, right? Like, hey, like for example, in restaurants, you have to learn operations, right? You have to be a great leader to run teams.
The keynote talk is 20 minutes to 40 minutes tops with a Q&A. So you'll talk about your journey, we'll weave in what's relevant to the audience. So let's say it's a bunch of entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. Let's just say it was students.
Yeah.
Here's not what to do. Here's what happened to me, but this is what I achieved. And here's how you can go in a different part, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
There's different angles.
What, and people will pay $3,000 and $5,000
More
in the UK,
in the UK.
large companies and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
you can just go to any speaking bureau, you'll see the most common pay bracket is 3 to 10K.
Yeah.
That's the most common pay bracket.
Yeah.
You can get paid more, you probably have less speaking gigs.
Yeah. I'm about to sign Mr. B as an agent. I might have to be in a waiting list.
Come to the next one. Come to the next one. Honestly, it just makes sense. It's just logical. You can go. There's so many organizations that pay external speakers to come in and teach them something. But here's the thing for the listeners: can you help teach? Can you provide some value to an organization that can help them make money or save money? If you can help them make money or save money, they will pay you.
Yeah.
Let's just say you're going to help them, whatever it is that you're teaching them is going to help their staff retention higher. So they're going to keep their staff longer. So what does that mean? You're taking their retention from this percentage to that percentage. Now they don't have to spend an extra 15K or 5K or 10K or whatever it is on the recruiter replacing that person. That's just one person recruitment fee.
Yeah.
What's the average wage? Let's call it 30 grand, right? Probably someone who's got a recruiter is probably going to be paying more. Let's say it's 50 grand. No, let's keep it at 30. And they're paying 10%. It's probably more.
Yeah.
So each person is worth 3 grand, and they've got to keep replacing 20 of them every single year. That's 60 grand's worth of recruitment fees. You've reduced that down to 30 grand because you're keeping them. Whatever it is you're teaching them, meaning the retention is going to be better.
Yeah, 100%. See, this podcast is turning into a sales pitch.
No, but also if you think
who's noticed that?
even if it's just the reality.
It's a good thing.
Get into it. But even if you think of it as well, we have clients that we work with.
Yeah.
That we deliver the same training every quarter.
Yeah.
Every quarter, because they got new cohorts, different levels of seniority, like senior leaders and so on and so forth, graduates. Just change the language slightly for the different audiences. So the people, they have a voice. They have things that they can teach these audiences. So you don't need to find loads of clients. You can use the same client.
Because they'll bring you back again.
Bring you back.
Yeah. No, it's so interesting. What are you struggling with right now in your business? Like really, like you're finding challenge. I want to know what it is. What's making you angry?
I don't have anything that make me angry because I like to find solutions. But I do like to let my team run riot almost. They have freedom, right? And because I can't be on top of everything, so some things take longer. So I do need a killer operations manager.
Yeah.
It's two of my things I want to do this year.
Right.
Killer operations manager. You have no role other than to make sure operations, everything is, you're on everyone's arse, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? Killer operations.
So you want to play the good cop, he has to play the bad cop, or she has to play the bad cop.
I just don't have the time.
Yeah, you don't have time, yeah.
You're on the meeting, you know the deliverables, get on with it.
Yeah, but you want someone who can think for themselves as well, right?
Yeah. Right? So be on everyone's case, I can speak to you. You know, what's that scene in American Gangster? He goes, you speak to him, you speak to me, all right? Right? That is where I want to be. But I love my team as well, by the way. We've got a great relationship, but I haven't got the time to give them that they need.
Yeah.
So I've got my sales director now, which is good. It's great. She's hungry. She phones me at midnight.
Really?
On it.
By the way, guys, you know me and Dr. B, if we look at our WhatsApp chats, our chats are usually between 12 and 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, at night, right? 'Cause I'm a night owl, and so you
Yeah.
right? So my other pain point at the moment is I'm behind on my email operations, and like I normally have a zero inbox policy, and I like to keep my emails to about 50, right?
Okay.
So at the moment I'm on about 190 emails outstanding.
How many you get in a day?
Quite a few, but like there's different projects and
Right.
different investments. It might just be I need to renew my license for my UAE.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to deal with it.
Because that's your personal, is your email, right?
Semi-personal,
Yeah.
semi-not. But then also people mess it up, and then like, so I need an exec. I've got an assistant, but I need an executive assistant.
Yeah.
So that's my two big recruits this year.
Right.
If I can get an executive assistant who can literally go through my emails and deal with shit, then that will position me that will make things easier for my life.
Yeah.
And then if I can get an operations manager.
You know, key operation managers, like, what would you give them a salary, or would you like even give them a percentage talk? Like,
Yeah, I think it's going to be like 60.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe look after them like on something else as well, or?
Problem is, I found over the years people are not incentivized by percentages.
Yeah.
I've tried giving people percentage of companies and stuff like that before.
No.
Doesn't move. And then ultimately they can't do anything because let's say for example there's a cash flow issue which businesses have.
Yeah.
Cash flow, you've got to wait for your money, whatever. They have no use, no purpose because they've got a share of your business. When ish hits the fan, they just can't do nothing.
Yeah.
So it's one-way remuneration.
So you're struggling with like a killer operations manager for your business, for your entrepreneur,
For all my projects. So
Yeah.
like even like for investments that I've got, okay, cool. Maybe I like the restaurant idea. Cool, I'm gonna put X amount in. Cool. I've just forgotten about it the next day because you don't need me.
Yeah.
Like so, I need someone like go and have dinner there. Go and talk to him. Find out what's happening. Blah, blah, blah. And I just want to hear about it. Like, okay, cool. This is where your investment is.
Yeah.
This is what's happened. Blah blah blah. And just haven't got enough time to do all of that.
Yeah, no, makes total sense. And then you need to, obviously we've started this 2025. Are you a resolution guy, goals guy, like apart from them two goals?
Goals.
Like?
I teach goal setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you teach that? By just write them down and then pinpoint them strategically, or?
Yeah, really good question. I'll give the viewers some tips because what I find is everyone has a goal setting process, but they're a very basic goal setting process.
Right.
And if I ask people to articulate a step-by-step guide, they can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll give a couple really quickly. Everyone knows to write it down. Yeah, great. People talk about SMART goals. I hate SMART goals. Why? Who wants to be realistic? Like, who wants to be realistic in their process of goal setting? I want to be a big dreamer. Whatever my mind can conceive, I can certainly achieve that, right?
Yeah.
So why do I want to be realistic? We wouldn't have light today if we were trying to be realistic. We wouldn't be able to bend a piece of metal and fly through the sky if we were trying to be realistic. Why do I want to be realistic? So I hate SMART goals. Whoever coined it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just don't like it personally. And then I say, okay, cool. What are the steps to goal setting? Other than writing it down, yeah, they say the top 3% of people actually write down their goals. Only the top 3% goal set and write goals down. Okay, so I always say first of all, you've got to make it crystal clear. You've got to have crystal clear clarity. Okay, what does that mean? Your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter should be able to say whether or not you hit that goal or not. So it should be clear, detailed, and measurable. We know that. It's basic. So when people say, "Oh, I want to be happy," I just want to be happy.
What does that mean? Yeah.
What does that mean? I want to be healthy. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I want to be financially free. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So we need to be clear.
Yeah.
We need to write in its present format. So I earn, I weigh, I do, I whatever. I make it in its present format.
Yeah.
I always say there's only one rule. The deadline for a goal can be changed, can be varied.
Yeah.
Cool. Because life is life. Things happen. That's the only thing that can change. The goal never changes, okay? Then I always say have an accountability partner. Share your goal and vision with somebody that you respect. Okay, write a list of everything that you need to do. Cool, easy, that's another one. But one thing that people always sleep on when it comes to goal setting is ask yourself this one question. Who do you need the help of in order to hit the goal? Sometimes when you're goal setting, you're like, I want to write a book. Who do I need the help of? Oh, cool, I can need the help of Byron. Cool. Sometimes when you're goal setting, that one part there can just be all this long process. I want to get into retail. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to make this marketing strategy. I'm going to email these people. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Cool, but I know this guy here. He's connected with this person who can get me into the retail, or they work with. Just bypasses the whole process. Yeah. So who do you need the help of or assistance of to achieve your goal? It might be a spouse. It might be a partner. It might be any of these people because you need the assistance of them because without their help, you can't achieve the goal. Your partner's not going to look after the baby. Your partner's not on board. Whatever. Who do you need the assistance of? Yeah. So that's another one. Who do you need help of or the assistance of in order to achieve the goal? Yeah. So there's like 28 steps that I talk about in the business survival kit. I shrunk it down to goal set effectively.
Properly, yeah.
Properly. And I teach this. We have.
When's the workshop? Is it done now? Or?
There's one in the Shard in December.
Oh, right. So you do it before Christmas?
Yeah, every December.
Right. So now it's not for another year?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I teach my mentees.
I'm sure I seen an email, I think.
Yeah, I teach my mentees. But I teach it in the Shard. Just 15 people. And I teach it. And I teach my speakers. So in the Speaker Academy, I teach it.
How much is it for someone to come to speaking? Does the price keep changing or is it?
For the Speakers Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah, grand. It's like grand. It keeps going.
And then if they want to work more, it's more, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
It starts at $6,000.
Right, okay. And you got different packages?
Yeah, it goes up to 20 odd grand. Yeah.
20 odd grand?
Yeah.
What do they get for 20 odd grand?
More one-to-one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that where they craft more
and
detail?
we just do it for you.
Got it. Yeah, done for you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't worry about it. We'll just do it for you.
Well, yeah. Interesting. AI, big topic at the minute. How are you using, what your softwares are using exactly, in what area, what are you looking at, what's happening there?
Yeah, I love AI, man. I everyone uses ChatGPT as their friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that. That's my friend. I use that daily. I'll give you a hack for the entrepreneurs. But I'll just give you one simple one. I got obsessed with SEO a long time ago, search engine optimization. 20 years.
Is that why your website's number one?
Always, right? And I was obsessed with why my competitors, when I was in property industry, why my competitors were like above me. And I started reading websites in code. So I'll go view source and I'll look at their coding, right? I know I'm a bit of a geek like that. I just want to win. So I'm like, how are they winning?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at their code and then I'm like seeing all these H tags and meta descriptions and meta tags. I'm seeing how their pages are correlating. I'm like, oh, interesting. And then, by the way, for everybody, your web developer 9 times out of 10 use H tags and don't use the descriptions correctly. So make sure they get onto them, right? Don't just put your name and so on. Like, what are people searching for?
Yeah.
Put that in the descriptions, yeah?
The tags and all.
The tags,
yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Each individual page.
Wow.
Right? So then we used to have interns write for us. We used to have and it used to cost me approximately £10 a blog to write an SEO blog. There's multiple strategies for SEO. Yeah. If you put 10 consultants in this room, they're going to get 10 different answers of strategy. Yeah. Right? One of the things that I found worked well was landing pages and blogging. So blogging was like similar to landing pages, yeah? And it was very effective. Yes, once your website has authority, blah, 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 whatever. But the blogs was working well for me. So I was...
To push your site up, right?
To push your site up and get found for the keywords.
Yeah.
So at the time, I had to be very strategic on the keywords I'm targeting because I was restricted on budget. There was not unlimited budget for people to write these blogs. And remember, it's a long tail strategy. So AI, coming back to the question. Now I can get AI to write me blogs.
Yeah.
I'll give it this prompt. Hey, my name is Dr. Byron Cole. Here is my website and my everything. Please identify the top 100 keywords for my industry and my expertise around enter area. Yeah, enter the blank. And list the top 100 keywords ranked in my industry. Because I'm lazy, please put it into a spreadsheet for me. Thanks. Okay. So now I've got 100 keywords that are top ranked. AI still is not perfect. If you ask it to do too much, it starts to spaz out. So just get it to do 2 or 3 blogs. So for these 3 blogs, please write me SEO-friendly keyword blogs. But you can give it more of a detailed prompt.
Yeah.
Example, please write between 400 and 800 words in total with a 1% keyword density, blah, 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 blah. Right? So now it knows the instruction. bang, it writes a keyword for you. And now it can write 3 blogs and it does it in a minute and a half.
Wow.
And when you do this, that's why I say no one can mess with my mentees. Like, we're elite, we're on a different level.
Yeah.
We're not doing things people are not even thinking about. And we're cleaning up. We leave no money on the table.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just sleeping. We're getting the inquiries through the door.
Yeah.
UK, internationally, etc. You know, and that doesn't take any money to do.
Just takes that in it. What are you planning on leaving UK, or I've heard you speak about it a few times? Are you really though?
Yeah, no.
Because I remember Bianca wasn't on board, wasn't she? To go.
No, so I'll give you the story about our journey to Dubai. Pandemic came, 13 weeks lockdown. I don't know about anybody else. I was absolutely bricking it. I was like, oh my God. Didn't leave the house for 13 weeks. Luckily, we got a really large house, swimming pool, all these things. So we were, for what it was at the time, we were okay. Lockdown 2.0 came, and we said, we're not doing this. We just booked a flight. Didn't even have accommodation. When we checked in, and we booked our accommodation when we was in the lounge, right? It was to Dubai. And since then, 2000, we've been there for 6 to 9 months of each year.
In Dubai?
In Dubai.
Really? I didn't know it was 69 months.
6 to 9 months we've been spending in Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah? Coming back and forth, 6 to 9 months of the last 3 years, and then we obviously had baby last year, so we came back for baby.
So I'm leaving as well.
Where are you going?
So I'm thinking Mexico.
Yeah.
And Dubai. So Dubai hub.
Yeah.
Right, but I can't live there like 12 months of the year, so it's like...
that's your hobby.
So I need another
everywhere.
base.
Yeah.
So either I'm thinking South Asia somewhere or Mexico.
Why Mexico?
I don't know, like, I know a lot of people that in the digital nomad space.
Yeah, they're in Mexico.
They're in Playa del Carmen.
But I understand Asia, like the Asia, that makes sense.
I think it's because I'm also looking at America, like California.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, if I'm based in America, then that would be like their beef, and it's just like...
When are you leaving?
Probably in the next few months.
Yeah, ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Everyone's leaving. It doesn't make any logic.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
It doesn't make any sense.
What stresses you out the most? For me, is opening the letters. I don't like it.
I open once every 2 weeks. There's just too much. The system just doesn't work.
Yeah. And there's a lot of benefits to us as well in terms of tax and everything, right?
Yeah, I know, but even that, first of all, safety.
Yeah, you're so true. And you've got a baby now, so it's totally probably, you're thinking differently, right?
Yeah, like, how can I, not be safe? You know, how can I fear for my well-being? Like, when I go places in the UK, I have to take my watch off and, be conscious. Like, your car, you got to put 3 trackers on your car to, not literally, but you got to put a tracker on your car. After you've bought your car, worked hard, you got to put a tracker on the car, and it still gets stolen. Yeah. And just doesn't make any sense. And it's not like, and if you call, I'm sure the police are working hard. It's not like a... Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't care, right? If I call you because I need you, you need to be there. You need to fix my problem. And they're just under-resourced. And it's not like we're not paying taxes. People always say the NHS is free. Well, no, it's not. I've paid money. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. I now have to have private health care.
Yeah. On top of that.
On top of that.
Yeah.
I have international private health care. On top of that. 300 quid a month. To supplement. Even do things like, just something just, call me lazy, I don't care, right?
This is the thing with people who, we value time. Yeah. So we want convenience.
Convenience.
Right, yeah. Want it now. So
like, I got to fight my bin men sometimes because it wasn't flat packed in the way they wanted it. Bro, what are you talking about? It didn't fit in the bin. Take the bin. Yeah. Like, why am I arguing with you? Yeah. Don't be a bin man if you don't want to take the bins. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? In Dubai, when we had our villa just in Christmas, the refuge man put a bin liner in the bin afterwards. Yeah.
Probably that was the reason you thought, I'm done. This was the final straw.
That's just things I was like, look at that. Yeah. Like, you got to sweet up the bin man or fight him, one or the other. Otherwise, somewhere along the line, you're going to have a bit of an issue.
Byron problems.
This is like, it's real life problems.
It's real life problems.
But it's like, just the system doesn't work and, It's just broken, and we don't have great leadership. I don't feel like the leadership isn't there. And for me to get here, I live 17 miles away on the motorway.
And it took you over an hour, right?
Hour and 40 minutes.
In Manchester, that would take you no more than 20 minutes. A minute a mile. That's how we estimate it.
Yeah, a minute a mile. It doesn't make any sense. And then you got to pay. So they're opening. I went through Blackwall Tunnel today. In April 5th, they are opening a toll charge for that because they built a new tunnel.
Oh, right? I didn't know that.
So that starts. So today I'm gonna get hit with. Oh, by the way, I got a new car, right? And there's a new levy for your car. If your car's worth more than £40,000, there's a new levy. Right?
What's levy?
It's like a new charge.
Right.
Didn't even know that. I got logbook the other day, and it said this vehicle is subject to an additional charge because your vehicle is list price is more than 40 grand. I said, what? So I got tax there. So coming into London today, I've got the it would be in a few months' time. That toll charge. I'm going into central London. There's going to be another charge. I've got to park far away from my destination. So at least in Dubai, valet parking, and it's free.
Yeah.
Or it's a small fee, and it's convenient. I park outside the hotel.
Yeah.
You go inside. You have so much more time there.
Yeah.
Today is half my day.
Yeah.
Coming here today is half my day.
Yeah.
I can just about have one more meeting, and in Dubai, 20 minutes I'm here, do my thing. 20 minutes I can do multiple things in a day.
Yeah.
I've got so much more time. And then it's raining. Look at the weather. It's gloomy. It's cold. It's raining. There's just not much more. I feel like. Now.
Yeah.
Property now they've got new rules. So now I'm speaking to all the agents, and they're like, oh yes. By the way, Mr. Cole, are you aware of the new changes to the renters reform scheme? I'm like, yeah. Tell me, what is it about? And they're telling me, and everyone's got a slight different take on it. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm all for fairness and everything else, but this is also a commercial decision to be in this game, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then the other day, I was talking to my accountant, and then we've got various SPVs.
What's SPV? Oh,
special purchase vehicle for some of our property, some of our buy-to-let, and I lent the money from some of my other companies for some of these things, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. I took some money back, and he's like, no, you can't do that. So what do you mean? He goes, oh, because it needs to be pre-taxed first, and then you can take it back. So what do you mean? There's no company if I didn't lend the money to the company.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Let me take my money back.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. The logic doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It doesn't. It doesn't.
It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm all down for paying my taxes and contributing to the economy and stuff like that. But let me tell you this. All the people that got money, they're leaving.
Yeah, leaving. Yeah.
So what is going to happen?
Yeah, we're probably even still probably last, not last, but there's a lot of people already left, right?
Yeah.
We needed that final push.
I think now we're the first. I still think we're some of the first cohort. The people left are going to get spanked. Their spanking is going to be out of this. They're going to get spanked.
Yeah.
Because everyone that's got money, they need to find the money from somewhere.
Yeah.
So they say, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You guys, when you're in your 9 to 5, you got no choice. You're taxed at source. So you're getting taxed 23% now, whatever the number is. When that is 30%, you got no choice.
Yeah. I could have got these numbers wrong, but Daniel Priestley was on Stephen Ballett's show, I think, just very recently. And I think he said last year, don't quote me, he said 10,000 millionaires left.
That's insane. That's the highest migration of millionaires.
That's a lot, bro.
Yeah, it's got to be up there, top 2, top 3.
Yeah, that's
highest
a lot.
Migration.
That's a lot.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyway, any final words, Dr. B, you want to say, anything before we wrap this up, anything we've not covered, anything you want to put out there? You're doing amazing work anyway, but anything else?
Thank you for having me. If you want to reach out to me, hit me up on social media, Byron Cole on LinkedIn, at Mr. B Selfmade on Instagram. If I can help you convert your voice into pounds and pence, which I'm sure we can, please DM me the word speaker. I'd be more than happy to send you our free guide or have a conversation with you about speaking. And just generally, just connect with me. And there's so much we can do in this world by collaboration and partnership. There's so much in this world to do. And I feel that doing it together, we can go faster for sure. So connect. And thank you for having me.
No problem. You know what? I just remembered something. I want to ask you one more thing. How does somebody, if someone, let's just say, wants to put an offer out there, make £1 million, for example, what would you say is the right route to do? Would you say do free stuff first, then do get some testimonials, and then what would you say your fastest route?
It's a really complicated question because a complicated answer because there's too many variables that go behind that. So, do you have money to start with? How much do you have to invest? Mm-hmm. How much time do you have available? Yeah. What was your experience? So, do you have experience? Do you have credibility? Yeah. So, there's a lot.
Let's say yes to all them things.
Okay, cool. Let's just make up a fictitious person then. So, you need to make £1 million. How much money do you have?
100 grand.
Got 100 grand?
Yeah.
How quickly do you need to make £1 million?
A year.
In a year?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So 83 grand a month, 85 bag a month.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, cool. So we got 100 grand and we need to make 80,000 pounds a month. Are they a coach, consultant?
Coach, consultant. Coach. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So really, we're talking about then a 10K offer.
Yeah.
They need 10 people.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably split that up into two parts. I would probably do. I'll probably only have 5 people at my 10K offer per month. So there's only 5 people that we need. And then I would do training, in-person training. That is a little bit of a lower ticket. Yeah. So I'll probably split it up a little bit. So I would definitely hold in-person events and do coaching and split the revenue source. And I'd run ads. Okay. I would just become a master at ads and funnels. If I was you, just run ads, run funnels, run sales systems. You probably need just 2 really good people that can help you with this process. And you could be really bad on the other end of the mentoring, but you'll get clients in. Yeah. If you follow this process. Not really bad, but you could just not be elite. Because at 10K, it should be an elite package. With that said, I always say for every 100 people that come in the room, one person will give you 25 grand. There you go. So you can stack it a bit higher to do a little bit less work. But if you're a coach and consultant, just create a 10K offer. You obviously give value. Yeah, make a 10K offer, but make it backwards. So I would say, how is it worth? Why is this worth 10K? And list every single detail why this is worth 10K and what they're going to get for their 10K offer. And people will buy it. People are consumers by nature, and they want to buy your offer. Yeah. I paid a guy 10 grand to teach me his DM strategy. It was so basic, right? But it worked. Yeah. For a DM strategy. After the first day, it was like, I didn't need the rest of it. Yeah. It was just like one unlock. But mentoring is probably the hardest thing for me to sell, by the way. Is it? Yeah. The one-to-one? Yeah, mentoring's hardest. Because there's too many variables for people. Interesting. Yeah, it's the hardest thing to sell. Like author, it's clear, it's direct. I want to become an author. Speaker, it's clear, it's direct. I want to become a speaker. Even I offer like removal of CCJs and court and defaults, right? Yeah. The defaults and CCJs stuff like that, is the easiest thing. Yeah. Because there's a direct pain point. So people think, oh, what? Like people will pay a lot of money if you can solve a problem. Yeah. Or solve a pain point. So you have to speak to their pain points, right? You have to have a clear outcome. Yeah. So now I have a system in place. I wasn't doing it on a big scale before. I was just helping maybe 200 people a year. I had my kind of 2 part-time admin people. But now I said 2025, I said let's just do $500,000. Like just from that alone. Yeah. And I got my team in place to put the infrastructure in place. I got my salesperson in place. Yeah. So before I would speak to them on a DM and I was blocking things and I was like, it's long. And now I just go straight. This is stopping them from getting credit. So they'll pay you 3 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand. They made a mistake. They'll pay that like that. And then I can solve their problem. Then they bring their friend. Only the biggest problem I have is I can't get testimonials. No one wants to tell you that they had poor credit and Byron helped fix your credit. Yeah. Unless you get it on text, right? You know what I mean? That's the biggest one. But because of my brand, people know anyway. Yeah. Okay, so there's loads of ways to make money, in this big bad world. Yeah, 100%. Final question, I just wanted to know. So I know you paid a lot of money to see Brian Tracy and Les Brown, right? They gave you a testimonial. Yeah.
How good was that? Has that
I
paid
didn't
you?
pay money to Les. He did it just for free.
Oh, okay. Has that converted good or not really?
Yeah. So 2 things. The Les Brown testimonial, he endorses our book.
Right.
So one of my companies that I had before was a chauffeur company.
Yeah.
And I used to use it to get in the room.
Yeah.
Various places. Make money as well, but it was more of a marketing tool for me.
Yeah.
So we gave Les a car and stuff like that, and it was random. When we were leaving, he ended up not wanting a big car. He just said, I had a van that I'd used for my sister, and he was like, I just want the van. I was like, it was like a rubbish van,
Yeah.
respectfully. And he goes, because I want to be up. I don't want to. I was like, all right, cool, take it.
Yeah.
And when we were leaving, it was me and the missus, and we had the rolls there. And he goes, hey. I was like, hi. He goes, hey, thank you so much. You know, the driver said, oh, that's Byron, by the way. So he wound up and he goes, hey, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, I goes, nothing now. And he goes, come to my hotel room.
Mm.
I was like,
Yeah.
see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we went to his hotel the next day, me and the missus, and we just hang out with him for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Just hang out with him for 3 hours. Left him with a book, forgot about it. 3 weeks later, a month later, get an email. You know these old school guys got a Gmail account, yeah? No writing, no nothing. A file. Hey, it's Les Brown here. So I want to recommend to you a book.
Wow. And that's it, yeah.
That was Les Brown.
Yeah.
Brian Tracy was different. I went on a 3-day training with him. I probably spent the best part of 50 grand working with Brian over the years. He's never seen me face to face.
Yeah.
Because I've flown around the world. He wouldn't remember me.
Yeah.
But this training was only 10 people in the room. 10 so people in the room. And so I had a proper sit down. He's here, I'm here. He's reviewing my thing on screen. He's sitting there. It's an insane feeling.
Yeah.
And what part of his offer, he gives you a testimonial and an endorsement.
Right.
So I was like, cool, I want that. So he sent it to me. But it's quite scripted. You give it to him and he chops it up and sends it to you. So if you're saying pound for pound, has that made me money? Probably not. But what that's done is 2 things. So we now do an endorsement for our academy members. So that gave me the idea because we're top of our game.
Yes.
So we do endorsements now.
Yeah.
Professionally recorded endorsements. So that's one. Number 2, it's just also a psychological thing for positioning. Have you seen our testimonial from Les Brown and Brian Tracy?
Yeah.
You know who they are? They're the top 5 speakers in the world.
Yep.
2 of the top 5 in the world, bar none.
Yep.
Cool. We're rocking with serious people.
Yeah.
So you probably couldn't quantify that as pounds.
Yeah, you couldn't, But it's credibility and which
Absolutely.
you can't put a price on that, right?
Absolutely. So, I'm sure it's had some value.
Yeah.
I want another one. I want one from Eric Thomas. And I was invited to a dinner with him because I provided his cars for him. I didn't want anything else, just take the cars.
Yeah.
Provided with, I think we gave him a Rolls Royce. And the organizer invited me to dinner and gave me 2 tickets to the event.
Yeah.
Miscommunication because I wasn't speaking to them directly between the office and me. They were dealing with the office and they was like, yeah, the dinner is happening tomorrow. By the time I got the message, read the message, I read it as, and I assumed it was at the event, we go to dinner.
Yeah.
It was the day before.
Ah.
I missed the dinner, 8 people in the dinner.
Wow. Eric Thomas is OG. I love his public speaking style. He's good, isn't he? His just voice, everything's good.
And I was like, oh, how can I miss a dinner with the man?
Yeah.
And I was gutted.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll come back around again.
But it was there. It was there. Oh my God. So I was gutted, man. So yeah, so that was that.
Yeah. Well, Dr. B,
thank
you so much for
you're
coming
very
on. I
welcome.
really
Thank
appreciate
for
you.
having me.
Yeah, guys, I would say, look, go and support Dr. Byron. All his stuff is here. He's obviously one of the many few in the industry that is doing great things, clearly. And you know what I'm going to do, Dr. B? I think next year, we'll do a podcast in 12 months.
In Dubai.
In Dubai.
There you go.
Yeah, and for me as well, I'm only going to be putting out 1 podcast every month, and it's going to be like high-level people like Dr. B. So probably this year, you'll probably see no more than 10 podcasts once a month. So there you go. Thank you for staying with us till the end. I'll see you all on the next episode.